Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new viewer, hello, welcome, and if you're return viewer, welcome back. Hi. Today we're going to do the mid-year book freakout take. I think I said that right. First of all, full disclosure, my allergies are driving me nuts right now, so my right eye is swollen, it is watering. If you see me crying, it's not because I'm actually crying, it's just my allergies. Also, my nose is stuffy. I don't know why, but all of a sudden my allergies just got so bad just before I started getting ready for this. So, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. This is my Diet Coke. I got the Cherry Cola Zero. It's so good. Okay. So grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, maybe a crochet or knitting project, something to eat, whatever you like to do during a video, and let's get started. Today we're going to do the book freakout, mid-year freakout, whatever it's called, take. I got these questions from Jessie the Reader. I know there's different variations of this take. I just took them from Jessie the Reader, so because he's the first one I saw do this take this year, so we're just gonna roll with it. I know I'm a little bit late, but I have had some problems, so we're not gonna go into it. But I'm finally recording it. It should be up tonight or tomorrow, so let's get started. Okay, let's move the camera like we usually do. Okay, do you like my setup? I kind of moved things around a bit. I like it. I think it looks good. Okay, we're already 2 minutes in. I haven't even started. I've got my phone with the questions and my answers. So question number 1. Best book you've read so far in 2024. I'm going to put the pictures up here. I have a few of them with me, but most of them I've returned back to the library. So best book you've read so far in 2024. First of all, I'm going to be rubbing my eyes a lot, so if that grosses you out, I'm sorry. Allergies, you can't live with it, especially during spring. Okay, I know it's technically summer, but my allergies still think it's spring, okay? Best book you've read so far in 2024. A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. Really, all of the Deanna Raybourn books of the Veronica Speedwell mystery series, I love them. I'm on book 6 right now. I'm listening to them on audio. Mind you, the audiobook narrator, now I love her voice for Veronica and all the female voices. The male voice for Stoker, you kind of have to get used to it. I'm kind of used to it now. In the beginning, I didn't like it, but I'm kind of used to it now. I love this series. I'm not going to go into what all the series are about. Just know this is a... I'm going to move my... Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Veronica's Speedwell mystery series is about a butterfly scientist lady in the 1800s or 1900s. I don't remember when, somewhere around there. And in the beginning, in the first book, A Curious Beginning, apparently I am going to go into what it's about. So in the first book, she gets taken, her aunts die, both her aunts die, and her caretakers, her 2 elderly aunts, they die. She gets taken away. She's an adult. I'm terrible at giving synopsis. I'm so sorry. And just my head is all fuzzy, but okay. So she gets taken away by this guy who says that she's in danger. And this guy leaves her with Stoker, who's kind of like going to be her bodyguard. And it starts a whole mystery series, and they solve murders. And I love this series. They are so hilarious. Her and Stoker, it's a slow burn. They do have a romance, but it's a slow burn, and they are just so cute together. I love them so much, and I'm here for the romance. The mysteries are great, too. The twist in the first book was really great. Actually, the twists in all the books are great, but it's so good. They solve murders, and I just love Veronica. Okay, best sequel you've read so far in 2024. I mean, I have to say all the Veronica Speedwell mystery series because I just love them. If you haven't checked them out, you should. Um, but also A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. Now, I don't have that book, but I do have the third book, which I am currently like this far much left of reading. And I have to say, I'm liking this. Okay, there's a big noise outside. I'm liking A Tangle Spells better than Sprinkle Sorcery, but I haven't finished this book yet. But this is book three. Um, this is a Pinch of Magic series. I read well, when I'm finished this, I would have read all three in this series this year. And I'm just going to call it and say this one's my favorite. I'm just loving this series. It's about three Widdersham girls. The first book is called A Pinch of Magic, and they are cursed to never leave their little island or they will die. And the three Widdersham girls, it's a middle grade. The three Widdersham girls leave to try and break the curse, and it's full of magic, and it's so good. And this one happens to be my favorite. This one was a little bit spooky, I have to say. I kind of got spooked out, and I'm like 30 pages away from ending it, and I don't know how it's going to end. And I'm loving it. So I'm going to call it and say this one's my favorite, but originally I put A Sprinkle of Sorcery as my favorite sequel, but that's my favorite. Okay. Another sequel, because I just can't leave with just one answer, is Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I'm loving reading the Throne of Glass series. I don't know why. I never thought I would get into Sarah J. Maas. I still don't know if I'm going to read ACOTAR. ACOTAR. But Throne of Glass I'm really enjoying, and Air of Fire was my favorite so far. I just finished it just a few days ago, and I love it. So Sarah J. Maas writes Fae, I was going to say smut, but there's really no smut in this series so far. In ACOTAR, I hear there is. But in Throne of Glass, it's more YA, and it's about a girl named Selena Sardothian. In the first book, Throne of Glass, she gets taken away from this slave mine thing that she's a work camp kind of thing where she's a slave, and she gets taken to be in a competition to be the king's assassin, and she's like a really good assassin. And in the third book, Air Fire, which is the one I'm talking about, it really starts the whole story of the Fae involving in the series, and I'm loving it. I loved the two romances in this book. I loved my heart broke for one of them. If you know, you know. It was so good. New release you haven't read yet, but I want to. That one I have here is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Yeah. I'm just looking at this. This is such a beautiful cover. So this is about Ashley Poston writes magical realism in her romance books, and they're just so good. If you want to know, it is an adult book. There is a little bit of sexy times. Not too much in my opinion, but it may bother you if you don't like reading those kind of books. You can skip over them. They are just short scenes. There's like a lot of plot in the books and not a lot of smut. So you can skip over those scenes if you don't want to read them. This one is about a girl named Ellie, I think? Yes, Elsie. Elsie, I was close. And her car breaks down and she ends up being in her favorite novel's fictional town and falls in love with one of the characters of her favorite novel. I don't know. It just sounds so good. I love The 7-Year Slip and The Dead Romantics by the same author, and I'm looking forward to reading this one. I have started this. I've only gotten to chapter 3, I think, so that is a book I haven't read yet. I'm just going quickly through this. I'm so sorry. My allergies are just not giving me a good time, and I just don't feel good, and I just want to get this over with. I mean, I love doing this tag. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. One is the new book by Vicky Delaney. I'll put the picture up here. I have the arc from NetGalley. It is called The Curious Incident. I was going to say The Dog in the Night, but that's not right. The Curious Incident in the Night. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put the picture up here. It is the newest book in the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Cozy Mystery series by Vicky Delaney. I love that series. I'm looking forward so much to reading that arc. So I have that. And then Wisteria by Adeline Grace, which I'll put up here. I'm so looking forward to that series. I have Belladonna and Foxglove right here. I will be buying Wisteria. I think the covers are just beautiful, and I really want to finish that series. Or I don't know if it's just going to be a trilogy, but I love that series. And I forgot to tell you what. I'm just all over the place. I'm so sorry. The Vicky Delaney Cozy Mystery series is the author is called Vicky Delaney. The series is called the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Mystery Series, and it features, can't remember her name. I can never remember characters' names, but the main character runs the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop, and it's kind of like a bookshop that's all about Sherlock Holmes, all of the books about Sherlock Holmes and everything, and all the touristy type stuff, and souvenirs and stuff like that. And then her friend Jane runs the Mrs. Hubbard's tea shop, which is next door to it. And they solve murder mysteries. And I don't know what this book is about, but I'm looking forward to reading it. And then, what was the other one? Oh, Adeline Grace, Wisteria. Belladonna follows a young girl who, I'm not good at explaining books, I tell you. You should know this by now. Belladonna is about a young lady who, all of her life, her parents died when she was a baby, and all of her life she has been brought to different relatives to take care of her, and she has this big thing when she turns like 19 or 21 or something. She gets a big inheritance, so all of her caregivers, her guardians, are just there to keep her until they can get the inheritance, kind of thing. And everybody keeps dying. All her guardians die, but they're always like the bad people who die. And she finally gets sent off at the age of, I think, 17 or 18. She gets sent off to these new relatives, and there she finds out that one of her relatives' wife had died. And her cousin, is it cousin? I'm not sure, is dying of the same thing, and she gets involved in this mystery of why they're dying. Meanwhile, she knows Death himself, and there's a romance between her and Death. And Death is kind of like this kind of spirit thing that's personified, and it's so good. The romance is so good. There is a bit of sexy times, but it's so good. I love that series. It's got mysteries. The second book, Foxglove, is also a mystery. There they are right there. Belladonna and Foxglove. And Wisteria continues it, and I just loved it. I thought that series is so good, so I'm looking forward to reading that. Biggest disappointment of the year. That has to go to The Fury by Alex Michaelides, however you pronounce his name. Alex. We'll just call him Alex. I enjoyed, what was the first book? The Silent Patient. I really enjoyed that book. In fact, I have it over here. Whoops. No. Right there. The Silent Patient. I really liked that book. I'd never read The Maidens. I read part of The Maidens, but I DNF'd it. And then I read The Fury, and they all take place in the same kind of universe. And I think I'm breaking up with Alex I don't enjoy his books anymore. I did not enjoy The Fury. I thought it was boring. I thought it was predictable. I thought all the connections between the three books was kind of interesting, but I mean, it was very small. It's a small connection. And it was just kind of boring. I did not enjoy it. And I think if Alex writes out of this world and into a new mystery thriller series, I might try him again because I do like his writing. I just don't like. Basically, I don't like the Shakespearean Greek god things that are going on. I don't enjoy those. I'm just not enjoying it. So that is my biggest disappointment. My other biggest disappointment was Heartstopper Volume 5. I have talked about this on my channel. I'm not going to go deep into it. I just did not enjoy it. By Alice Oseman. Um, I had no problem with it. It's about two boys who fall in love, and the whole graphic novel series is following them through their relationship. Um, I didn't like the fact that it felt like it was blaming the mother for kind of freaking out a bit about her 16-year-old son wanting to have sex with his boyfriend. I I related to the mother more than the kid, and I think 16-year-olds shouldn't be having sex. I'm sorry. I don't. I know it happens. I know I'm not dumb. I know that 16-year-olds have sex. I just don't think we should be encouraging it and saying that the mother was being unreasonable, because I don't think she was being unreasonable. My own opinion. Let's all be respectful in the comments. You can believe what you want. You can live your life the way you want. I didn't agree with that, and I don't like the assumption, the way Alice portrayed the mother getting upset about it as being wrong, because I don't think she was in the wrong. Okay, anyways, biggest surprise. Again, I have two books. One is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is the first Abby Jimenez book I've read, and I loved it. The anxiety rep was so good. It was the male love interest who had the anxiety, and it was just perfectly done. There was also a side plot of the female love interest that really sent me down a spiral. It was really well done. It was really well done. It caused me to go through a mental health breakdown, but it was something that I needed to go through that breakdown to deal with my own past, and it was really well done. Yours Truly is about two doctors who she meets the male doctor, and they kind of get off the wrong foot, and I think this is the right one. I think so. And then he writes a letter to her apologizing to her and saying, hey, I have social anxiety. This is why I freaked out. I'm sorry. And they write letters back and forth, and then they do a fake dating thing, and it was just so well done. And the way the female love interest dealt with his anxiety was so well done. Like, I love how she just accepted him the way he was, and I loved it. There was some sexy times, but again, you can skip over those parts. It was really well done. Favorite new author. Oh, I forgot to mention, the biggest surprise, the second one was Chicana Gentleman by Sarah Adams. This series was so good. I think it was an old series. I'm not sure if it was redone. I'm not sure. But Chicana Gentleman and To Catch a Suitor were the two audiobooks I listened to of that series. it is clean Regency romance, and they were so good. To Con a Gentleman was so well done by Sarah Adams, like I said, and the audiobooks are really well done. It is hilarious. So the first book, To Con a Gentleman, we have the female who she finds out that this duke of some kind, some viscount, whatever, um, got a woman pregnant. So she wants revenge, and she's a con woman, so she goes to his door and pretends she's pregnant with a pillow in her stomach, and pretends that he got her pregnant, and she's trying to get money from him, and then she'll give the money to the woman who he really did get pregnant. And the thing is she went to the wrong door, but she doesn't know that, and the guy who answered the door isn't the person that she thought he was, and he knows that she's got the wrong guy, but he kind of plays along with it for a while, and then he ends up kind of kidnapping her, kind of in a weird way, and they end up fake dating. It was so good. It was so well done. There was part of it that didn't make sense. I don't know if I just missed something or if it didn't say. There was a part of it that didn't make sense, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it was hilarious. There was a scene where he is chasing her in a meadow, and it was just in a forest, and it was hilarious. It was so funny. It is clean fiction. There is no smut. It is slow burn. It was so good. And plus, he's dealing with the loss of his, I don't know if it was his fiance or his wife who died. And so there's a bit of grief in it as well. It was so good. Favorite new author, I'm going to say Deanna Raybourn for the Veronica Speedwell series. Need I say more? Newest fictional crush. Again, Stoker from Veronica Speedwell series. I just love him. I don't love that he swears, but I love him. He's hilarious, and I just love his character arc. He's hilarious. Newest favorite character, I'm going to say Willa Bauer. This is the second book, Gone for Gouda, but I'm reading this right now by Karina Moss. This is a cozy mystery series. The first book was called Cheddar Off Dead, and I love Willa. I think she's hilarious. She's so good, and she runs a cheese shop, and she solves murders, and I love her. She's a really good character. She's funny. She's just a really good character. I really enjoyed her. If you want a cheesy romance, no, sorry, a cozy mystery series, this is really good about a cheese shop, and you'll want cheese reading it, so just beware. Okay. Book that made you cry. Again, I mentioned Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. That book sent me in an emotional spiral. Yeah. I'm not going to say what it was that made me go in the mental breakdown because it's a spoiler, so I do recommend you check trigger warnings for the book, but I really needed to read that particular trigger. I needed to get it out of my system, and I really enjoyed that book. I mean, I didn't enjoy crying, but I really needed to hear what the book was saying, if you know what I mean. The second book for that made me cry was The Woman by Kristen Hanna. This book, again, it's a historical fiction about the Vietnam War, the women of the Vietnam War. The reason why it made me cry was because of the main character's journey with men and her romances and the way she just wanted love, and I related to it so much, so hard. And there's one particular scene in the book that hit me really hard, and again, it was a cleansing cry. I needed to read it, and I had a good talk with God after, let's just say that. The woman is about a woman who goes into the Vietnam War as a nurse, and when she gets back after the war, people treat her badly because, there were no women in the Vietnam War. You didn't see anything. You weren't up front. Yeah, she saw a lot. I mean, it's a really, it's nice that women are getting recognized now for their work at the Vietnam War, but it was a really hard book to read. Seeing her go through her spiral and her trying to get help for PTSD and not getting the help she needed because people didn't believe she went through it, and it was really well done. And again, because of her PTSD, she went through drinking, which I never went through, but she did go through wanting to be loved by men and wanting to just fall in love and have him kind of sweep her away and take her away from all her problems, which I related to, unfortunately. And it was a really good book. I'm going to start crying just thinking about it. It was really good. I recommend it. Be ready with tissues. Check the trigger warnings. It's a really good book, though. And that's by Kristen Hanna. Book that made you happy. I'm going to say To Catch a Suitor by Sarah Adams, just the second book after, what was it called? Dawn of Gentlemen. To Catch a Suitor is the second book. I love the main character in this book. This follows the guy from the first book's best friend, and he is kind of a playboy kind of thing, and it was just such again, Queen Regency. It was really good. I recommend that series. I believe there's only 2 books in that series, but I recommend the audiobooks. They're really good. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received? I have to shout out my friend Jess. Look at this cover. Isn't it the cutest cover? This is up on the bookshelf. The Body Fell by Jessica Brymer. This is the Messy Bookshop Mystery Book 3. I love this. Look at the second cat. Oh, this is such a cute cover. I just love this, and I'm just so excited for Jessica Brymer is the author, for her career as an author. I love these books, and it's a cozy mystery series following Garnet Stone, and she works at a bookstore, and in this particular book 3, I am so out of it. I'm so sorry, you guys. In this particular book, her boyfriend, who works at Fossil Books, which is the kind of other bookstore, the competing bookstore, her boyfriend Leo is accused of murdering an author who comes for a signing, and she dies on the rooftop of the bookstore. Hence the reason Up on the Bookshelf, The Body Fell. And yes, every time I sing Up on the Rooftop, I sing it this way now. Thanks a lot, Jess. I really appreciate it. Up on the bookshelf, the body fell. Now that song is ruined for me forever. But anyways, I really love this series, and this cover is just gorgeous. It is a Christmas one, and I love it. Okay. The last question. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? All of these. Plus all my library books. So some of the series that I want to read are Throne of Glass. I want to finish that series. I am currently on Queen of Shadows. I want to finish reading the Veronica Speedwell series, which I will get done as far as it's been written. I want to read The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. I am on book 4, I believe. And there's 8 books in that series, I think. Keeper of the Lost Cities. I am currently on book 4, which is a middle grade series. I want to finish that series. My 24 and 24 list. I've only read 2 books out of my 24 and 24 list. So I got all those to read. I mean, I've got a lot of books to read. Plus, I'll just mention it now. I'm taking part in Qwordy's, or Stephanie, her channel's Qwordy. I'm taking part in her hardest reading challenge you'll ever do reading challenge. It's the reading challenge is called the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. And it's a year-long reading challenge starting on July 7th, which is her birthday. And it's got 25 prompts, and some of the prompts involve like 20 different books for one prompt. It is a hard challenge, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So I have a lot of books I have to read for those challenges too. So what other books do I have that I want to read by the end of the year? I want to read. Oh, you know what? I skipped a question. Yes, I did. Oh no, wait, I did. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I forgot to mention Amari from the third book in the Amari and the Night Brothers series. I know that's not the series name, but the Amari and oh my gosh, Amari and the Despicable Wonders, I believe, is book 3. I want to read. I'm looking forward to that one as well. Yeah, those are all the questions. I have a lot of books I want to read. I have like The Hate You Give I want to read. I want to read the Hunger Games series plus the last book, the prequel. I want to read Outlander series. I want to read the books by Gabriel Meyer, which is a Christian romance series, a time travel series. There's 3 books in it. I want to read that trilogy. There's a lot of books I want to read. Anyways, that was kind of a messy video. I apologize. But anyways, that is the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And let me know what your favorite book of the year was. What's your disappointed book? Most disappointed book? Answer the questions below. Whatever you want to say. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I apologize for this mess of a video. Thank you for watching. God bless you and all you do. Bye, guys.